MaJaMa Jams is brought to you by that mysterious, sharp, jabbing pain that's probably indicative of a serious medical condition.
MaJaMa.
Kick your fucking ass! I want you off the fucking set, you prick!
I'm sorry.
No, don't just be sorry. Think for one fucking second.
Welcome back, everyone, to MaJaMa Jams, a show where we discuss other people's work to avoid doing our own. And today, once again, zipping on back under the table where the scraps fall off. That's right, folks. We are back in MaJaMa Scraps, breaking down things for you that are not movies, but may still facilitate a movie-length discussion, as we like to do. And today, I don't know if we're talking about a big chunk of hell that thinks Jesus is the Savior, because we're getting into a Christian Bale. And we are covering a piece of what is internet history. Now this, to leave it a little bit of a timestamp, was 2008, which means that we were in our first year out here. We were still learning our friendship with the Italian here. Our brother, Conrad Lawson, was still around. It was the four of us.
Is he dead now?
Oh, shit, is Conrad dead? Conrad, leave a comment so we know you're not dead. And we discovered a beautiful piece of internet history, which would come to define what would, you know, in years following be the type of thing we would all rabidly devour. Obviously, rabidly devour these type of things.
What don't you fucking understand?
It's the Christian Bale rant from the set of Terminator Salvation, directed by McG, of Charlie's Angels fame. And
he wrote the rant for him?
He wrote the rant for Christian Bale. It was all a setup to get publicity for the movie, and boy did it work. Now,
well, we saw it.
It's a different time, guys. We looked at the YouTube video that said 15 years. Holy cow! This is really the beginning of our friendship, and I felt like it was almost a learning of the styles of humor. Like as we bonded over this, you learned how much I would laugh at this.
I can't live any longer. This has gone on way too long. Just way too long. Let's just wrap it up.
The show or the whole life?
Life.
Okay.
Less! Less! I give you less!
So Christian Bale is very intense, and there's a guy named Shane, and there's a guy named
Bruce.
Bruce or Bryce?
Bruce.
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 Bruce or Bryce?
Bruce.
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 Bruce or Bryce?
Bruce.
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 Bruce or Bryce?
Bruce.
Bruce.
Bruce. And there's Mick G.
I think it must be Bryce Dallas Howard, and he calls her Bruce.
Oh yeah, why was she on that video talking about?
She was in Terminator.
Was she in Terminator Salvation?
She plays John Connor's.
John Connor.
John Connor.
She plays John Connor.
Sorry, I'm a serious actress. You called me in here to play John Connor's dog?
No.
No, it's
John
dog
Connor.
slang term. You're his buddy.
It was John Connor's,
So
dog. It was a...
What am I doing?
What don't you fucking understand?
So, this thing was released, set the internet on fire. Although it's almost kind of quaint in retrospect, because I feel like we'd have this isn't a scandal. In fact, most of the people we watched talking about it were like, "Oh my God, Christian's so sweet. I was so sad to hear that he's so misunderstood." And I mean, it could just be a moment lost in passion when one gets sinking into character. But I remember that I found this to be one of the most painfully hilarious things I'd ever discovered, and I think kind of I feel
What
like
are you talking about?
I feel like what makes Dad laugh is like a guy angrily yelling at an idiot, you know.
Well, we all love that.
And
So he's laughing at my life?
I
People
feel
are
like
always yelling at me.
What don't you fucking understand?
I feel like this kind of taps into that sense of humor where, like, sure. Do you know the Ryan Reynolds remake of Amityville? Do you remember the dinner table scene?
When the body suffers, the spirit flowers. That's what my dad taught me. His dad's not around to teach him that now, is he?
well, you had it on one night because you're a weirdo that likes these horror movies, and there's a scene.
I saw it in the theater, that movie.
I know
So.
both of you are like that. Also, this harkens back to a time when you guys were doing a lot of things without me, because I just realized that you guys saw Salvation, and I still to this day haven't.
Well, you refused to come that night. There was a ticket for you.
Is that true?
Yep.
Is that true?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Is that true?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Is that true?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
This is shocking. This is shocking MaJaMa history. So
He refused outright?
Yeah, he says I'm not gonna come because he said that he hadn't seen the other ones, so he was not sure.
Are you actually, this is in your mind, brain?
he's still angry.
Tragically, yes, because I paid for the ticket. No refund.
This is of course back in the days of our beloved
take
ArcLight. This is becoming a history lesson on MaJaMa.
Maybe. I don't know. Not really.
But I feel like there really is a type of comedy that we love tapped into here, with it just
For
him
instance,
just screaming at somebody. I think it's. I remember having sessions of just friggin' cackling to this thing and not being able to stop listening to it.
Too bad they never released the footage.
Yeah, I almost thought we found one that I thought was
there
going
are
to be
two
it,
or
but it was
three.
a
It's just
fake
like,
one.
yeah.
Well, it's surprising that they haven't, with the internet being what it is.
They released the audio.
Oh, good!
I don't know if it was filmed. It's easier with an iPhone or something to.
Do you own the DVD? Is it part of the special features?
It's the audio commentary.
You
It's
can
the
actually
whole
play
audio
it over.
commentary is just that for
Well,
about 2 hours.
As I was telling you guys, what made me laugh about this is that when you watch, if you pull up the trailer, go and pull up the trailer for Terminator Salvation, and there's a scene where Christian Bale is screaming into a radio, "If we don't stay the course, we are dead! We are all dead!"
If we stay the course, we are dead! We are all dead!
And it's just one of those moments where you're just probably watching the theater like, Jesus, dude, like pump the brakes a little bit. In fact, Mateo,
Did you see the film?
I just
I don't
remembered.
even know what he's referencing.
I just remembered.
The machines are probably doing something to him.
Yeah. The coffee maker is not working. We're all dead. Gonna fall asleep.
Oh, good!
We actually went to the Los Angeles Book Fair and saw a live speech by Mr. Bret Easton Ellis,
Yes.
who
Man, you guys are nerds.
made us all cackle
Yeah.
by talking about how he went to he wanted to meet with Christian, who was auditioning for the part, so he went out to lunch with him,
yeah.
and he shows up in the suit in full character, like doing Christian Bale, and friggin' he was just like, okay, Jesus, we get it, and just, Bret is known for having a very acerbic, venomous take on the Hollywood industry after years in it, and ruffling some feathers, and he really seemed to have it's like, Jesus, Christian, tone it down a notch. But I say all this to say, perhaps the reason it's so funny is because it just ties into that cliche of the extremely serious actor has to get in his head and just screaming, and you just happen to cross him, and he's just in that zone, so
Literally
he's
cross
still in character as John Connor, and just starts losing his ish.
You got any fucking idea about, hey, it's fucking distracting having somebody walking up behind Bryce in the middle of the fucking scene? Give me a fucking answer!
What do you guys think it is? Because I feel like beyond just snapping,
He sounded like he was pretty pissed about something.
the fact
Yes.
that everyone said, I hurt to say that Christian was such a nice guy, he's a consummate professional. Do you think it is just kind of the, dangers is too intense of a word,
He's
but
a
kind of
constipated professional.
the side effects of what acting is?
It's probably sometimes if you let too much of your character. It was famous also. Woody Harrelson, who attacked, shoved a guy at the airport because they say, "I'm filming a movie with zombies," and so clearly, I thought that I was attacked by a zombie
Well,
What?
in an airport.
you remember that?
In real life?
Yeah.
Oh, good!
Mr. Timothy Oliphant of The Girl Next Door, even though that's probably not what most people would jump to with him, but
I'd go to that.
that's what we jumped to. Mr. Timothy Oliphant was on Conan, I think it was, and he was talking about Jim Carrey doing Andy Kaufman and descending into the role and saying that
What about like method actors?
No. Well, as you know, I am very method.
Did you see that Jim Carrey documentary on Netflix where he's for that Andy Kaufman movie where he was in character? You saw it?
Yeah.
Because he's like in character 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never breaks character. I watched that documentary in character. My character hated it.
Your character didn't like
My
it?
character thought it was just narcissistic and pretentious.
Which is always a sad moment for me when you realize that most of the world's probably like, yeah, that's how we need to categorize that. We can't be fetishizing Jim going crazy on the set. You know, that's some Jason Ellsworth stuff. But it perhaps speaks to that cliche also of like, oh, yes, well, the actor descended into the role and Christian probably didn't know what he was doing and he was still locked into it.
Couldn't he just be pissed that some dude is distracting him on
Probably.
set?
It's fucking distracting.
Well, I say all this because the vehemence and the strength of it, and to me, resulting in how hysterical it is, just painfully hilarious.
We don't know what scene he was filming.
It kind of begs the question of, it had to have been the intensity of it. And that's why I go back to the we're dead, we're all dead. Seems like there's a movie where there's a lot of screaming. Page 1, Christian screams something. Christian runs. Page 2,
I guess I
Christian
imagine him just doused in sweat, just screaming, his vocal cords raw, and he keeps seeing Bruce just walking back and forth in the back of the set.
Shame. It's Shane.
Wait, but why are you so mad at Bruce?
What's Shane doing? Why is he in there?
You got any fucking idea about, hey, it's fucking distracting. McGee, you got fucking something to say to this prick? I didn't see it happen. Well, somebody should be fucking watching and keeping an eye on him. Fair enough. This is the second time that he doesn't give a fuck about what is going on in front of the camera.
Wait, so Bruce is the DP and Shane is the lights guy?
It says it at the beginning of the YouTube video. You didn't pay attention.
I think that he was the director of photography who was modifying a light.
Oh.
And he was in his little
Well,
field
then
of
Shane
vision.
and Bruce are both mentioned angrily.
Yeah, one is trying to...
You got anything to say, McGee?
He's trying to calm him down, and the other...
No. God, bring the girls back. Bring the angels back.
Oh, Bruce is trying to calm him down.
One of the two, yes.
Well, if you say it's like, he says it's like the 6th time I've seen you walk.
You're unfucking believable. Number of times you're strolling and fucking around in the background. I never had a DP behave like this.
So again, the type of humor we love, my brain pictures him just like bubbling under the skin. He just keeps seeing him in the peripheral, walking back and forth, do like 6 takes. He just sees it again and again. Eventually he's like, what are you doing?
Well,
rumor has it that that's the reason why somebody wrote Police Academy. That they saw a chief chastising 2 newbies in the force, while everybody else was letting people just like doing disaster and everything. Say, why are you doing this? There was chaos. It's kind of like there's nothing to see here.
Okay.
Please disperse. Nothing to see here, please.
The Zucker foreground, background jokes.
Yes, but in reality, it happened that there was this sergeant or bigwig, whatever, who was just like taking it out with the 2 last arrived on a whole platoon of police officers while hell was breaking loose in town.
Maybe this inspired his character in Terminator
It's
Salvation.
possible.
Well, I guess I should ask.
No, you shouldn't.
Quick
You
side
don't
note:
have to.
how is the movie?
Awful.
Yes.
Bad?
Completely forgettable.
Okay, not one of the stronger
There was
Terminator
like
entries.
Snake Terminators, which kind of cool.
Yeah, there was
about it.
just
So
like-
you guys think it wasn't worth losing his stuff over? If you'd seen the end product, you would have been like, Shane, it's fine.
I mean,
it's going to be utterly forgettable.
Of course,
It's not gonna...
when you're making a movie, you're trying to make the best movie possible, and unless you're just like, doing a scam of some sort.
Well,
so yeah.
Fifth Terminator movie.
Famously, McGee went to James Cameron to ask for his blessing, and he said no. So there was just like already.
Well, I'm doing it anyway.
A good start.
Yeah,
Look, I tried to be nice, but
it's not like it's his project. You know, it's a studio pumping it out. Like, who gives a shit?
It's so.
That's what that is, man. I'm telling you.
Well, is there usually on a set? I mean, aren't there like 1,000 people
Oh
behind
yeah,
the cameras?
yeah.
But
But
is
there
everyone
are-
pretty still for the most part?
Every
move
actor,
at
if only we had the audio.
every
I mean, he's
actor.
like opening and slamming doors shut and then leaves, and like it's like a Scooby-Doo episode being chased by a monster.
Clearly,
and you just keep
you
coming in
try
and out the
not
doors.
to have that.
Yeah.
But
he rides a unicycle and dressed as a clown to inspect the lights, just to test the resilience of Christian's stamina.
It's fucking distracting.
yeah, but every actor has his or her idiosyncrasies. There was famously a scene in The Poseidon Adventure that Shelley Winters insisted to have opera to music played while she was doing the scene, and I have to say she was absolutely right, because at the end it's a scene that gets me every single time. So everybody is able or not to move themselves out of where they are or not when they're interpreting something. So
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
The Rock had said that I don't know, he did a movie about Hercules.
He only did one Scorpion King.
Yeah, but he did Hercules, I think.
God.
He's at the end of and he said that
it's an iconic moment in the mythology, iconic moment in the movie, and I wanted to put everything I had in it. So I had the prop department make sure that the chains were real and the steel was real, and I couldn't break it. And then just with everything, because it's the moment of the movie. What happens, if you're in an athletic event or anything like that, if you have all this adrenaline, you can actually let it go if you're fighting or if you're playing football or whatever. But in this case, I had no place for it to go, so it's like, I am Hercules, and then I would black out. Why
I'm sorry.
Are you laughing at me?
It's just so funny because it's coming after I accept that I'm a god.
So sometimes, or the famous line by Sir Laurence Olivier to Dustin Hoffman, Dustin Hoffman run around the block before doing a take of Marathon Man. So to have the voice of somebody who was running and stuff, and he ran so much that he eventually puked. And Sir Laurence Olivier said, "Have you ever heard about acting?"
Acting.
See, acting is a much more interesting discussion. This Christian Bale video is actually
Jesus, here we go.
a thing of why. Because how are we supposed to treat it? You know,
You wanted it all along, didn't you?
how are we supposed to treat it? And when you're asked to on a dime just turn into that intense character and then turn it off. You know, the normal people, they don't want to give the get out of jail free pass to the artist. They don't want to be like, oh yeah, well he's an artist, so he could do that. They hate to do that, man, because it indicates that they chose the wrong path in life and they don't get to run around just willy-nilly with their head up in the clouds. But are we supposed to say that it's not possible that this stuff bleeds over? You were talking about Toni Collette, talking about acting, saying your body doesn't recognize the difference between real and false emotions, so why wouldn't it kind of lag and stay with you when you're doing it?
It depends how much you let in.
Are you professional or not? Yes, I am. Do I fucking walk around and rip down? No, shut the fuck up, Bruce. Do I want? No! No! Don't shut me up. Am I gonna walk around and rip your fucking lights down in the middle of a scene? Then why the fuck are you walking right through? Da-da-da-da, like this in the background. What the fuck is it with you?
Jack Lemmon said that when he was shooting the Days of Wines and Roses, that one day he was coming home from the set and he started to shake, and he was so worried that he stopped the car, and eventually he was able to stop somebody, and they told him, yes, whatever you're doing, because he was the character was a recovering alcoholic or an alcoholic in general, and he was taking over, and so he started to panic because all the characters are I mean, the character wound up into...
That had to be a tough scene. If you remember Days of Wine and Roses, he plays an alcoholic, and Lee Remick, his wife. And you have a scene with Charles Bickford, who has the greenhouse, right?
Oh.
And you go into the greenhouse at night, you've fallen off the wagon, and you have hidden a bottle of whiskey, and you go through about a 5 or 6 minute scene. It is incredibly physical.
It was the worst experience I've ever had professionally, and it's the only time it ever happened to me.
It depends.
It's really interesting.
Actors in general should be very sensitive because they should connect to whatever. That's why they always live secluded and they have assistants, so they can actually connect with reality, which is a joke. Is the absurdity of that?
No, that's
because how could you? If you live as a billionaire secluded in your villa, how can you play, I don't know, a cashier or somebody, you know?
You got to study and get hired at Ralph's for a day.
Maybe not that, but at least
Matthew made fun of Demi Moore for playing a everyday Jane when We watched Indecent Proposal.
Yes.
We don't have any money. What are we gonna do?
Exactly
like
that.
she's never had hurt in her life, you insensitive prick.
What?
You know? You don't know what it's like to have the media scrutiny all over you as you shave your head and divorce Bruce Willis. You gotta talk to you about your freaking kids. You're just trying to get them to school and they're like, what's up with Bruce?
Spears.
You know? You have no heart, man.
No, she did it for G.I. Jane.
People don't care enough about celebrities.
And because of that...
Oh, wow! Wow! All right, I was wondering how it connected.
Yes.
Will Smith was still in character of After Earth, the scene where he was beating the crap out of Jaden Smith just for existing.
Yes.
I'm hungry. I'm going to my room.
Are you asking me or telling me?
May I go to my room, sir?
Denied! Sit down!
This is a very interesting discussion because I think there has to be, not to you two, but to me.
Oh.
You guys don't care. You're like, look, it's not interesting. These people are just D-bags. Christian was probably just being an asshole. But I think it's actually the
Shane
most...
kept shining light in his face.
He
kept tilting the spotlight directly into his eyes.
And he's Batman.
What's he supposed to do?
It's right in my eyes! It's right in...
Give me a fucking answer! What don't you get about it?
I was looking at the light.
Oh, good for you! And how was it? I hope it was fucking good because it's useless now, isn't it? I'm gonna go. Do you want me to go fucking trash your lights? Do you want me to fucking trash them? Then why are you trashing my scene?
I'm not trying to trash.
You are trashing my scene.
But I think if there was someone that was known for being more problematic, this might be like, oh, okay, it's just, you know, they do that type of thing, but...
Tom Cruise.
You're back there in Hollywood making movies right now because of us. Because they believe in us and what we're doing. I'm on the phone with every studio at night. Insurance companies. Producers. And they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs, you
That's just because people don't understand the burden that man has to take on to do what Tom Cruise has to do.
So Mission Impossible, fire.
Yeah, Mission Impossible.
Like, we can critique Tom
is.
Cruise all we want, but his lifestyle would cripple any of us in a day. You would last 6 months.
No.
You would last 6 minutes.
Seconds.
I would last about a second.
Oh, good!
And then I would be like, I need to go back to some quiet place where...
I can't ride a bicycle.
Or Lily Tomlin.
Well, I'm trying to fucking help you, bitch! Figure it out yourself!
Well, I have figured it out.
Yeah, fuck yourself!
Good. Why don't you fuck your whole movie? Why don't you fuck your whole movie? Because that's what you're doing.
Can you ride a bike?
Yes.
He can't.
I still have training wheels, but...
So if it was someone more problematic, like, say, Axl Rose in the 80s.
Hey, take that! Take that! Now, hit that guy and take that! I'll take it, goddammit!
Or, you know,
Bret
Hitler
Michaels.
in the 40s. Bret Michael when he was alone in that 13-year-old's dressing room backstage on the Poison Tour back in '86 when no one cared about those type of things.
What don't you fucking understand?
Is that what happened?
He started reading her subversive literature. She was never the same after that. She found out about communism in that dressing room.
Hitler or Michaels?
Came home rocking the red flag.
What?
Oh, good!
So I think that because Christian usually doesn't have any scandals, that this very iconic internet moment has got to have something to do with the intensity of the scene and him being lost in it.
Well, the internet was just created about a year before this.
In 2007, the internet came out, right?
So it was still pretty new.
What don't you get about it?
Well, funnily enough, for this being a YouTube video, I think it was around 2004 or 5 that YouTube premiered. I always remember being in New York doing stand-up and my buddy Tim being like, you know you can find Bill Hicks clips on YouTube, and I was just blown away by this new thing. So yes, it was actually pretty decently fresh into what YouTube was. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it almost seems quaint now with internet history because we have this type of scandals just machine gunned out like 60 times a day. So this almost seems like
You can watch
the
people
genesis
get their
point.
heads cut off on YouTube now.
The what?
You can watch people get their heads cut off on YouTube now.
You're not even lying.
Bayou-ba-doo.
Well, not YouTube maybe, but
You can find it.
But the algorithm will push them down.
I'm always surprised that Twitter just has straight up porn. You know?
Bayou-ba-doo. Bayou-ba-doo.
I don't go on Twitter.
Well, it's called X.
But seriously, it's interesting. They don't care. Like, you can just find porn in the midst of your memes about a movie or something.
Memes of porn?
It's fucking distracting.
I haven't seen porn memes.
Or links to full videos.
I'm not eating dinner, man. That burrito did its job. But I feel like because...
When did you have a burrito?
Earlier this day.
Were you there?
Yes.
He was here. He didn't go with me, but I ate in front of him.
Laughing. After everything, he was making eye contact.
Ah, da 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 da.
But I think that it has something to do with the intensity of the scene.
That's a part
What are you
of
talking
that.
about? Where are we?
You know? Otherwise, you think he just completely snapped?
It's possible. I mean, we can't all be calm and.
Okay, let's talk about the funniest part of the video. Christian has kind of calmed down, and then.
I'm not asking, I'm telling you. You wouldn't have done that otherwise.
No, what it is looking at the light and making sure that you are...
I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. You don't shut up for a second, all right? I'm gonna go. You want me to go fucking trash your lights?
And you hear like footsteps as if he's running, and so I always would lose my shit during that part because I picture him just like starting to run.
What do you think
towards
Shane
him.
was doing?
Think he was scared?
Yeah.
Yes, and let's try now with the top hat. Let's see if I.
Who would you guys think?
I feel bad for Tom.
In your opinion.
Gotta put the mic back on after all this.
Right? Oh,
Gotta walk up to him.
Oh God. Okay. Okay.
Imagine you actually pinch his neck skin.
Who, in your guys' opinion, is the scariest celebrity or scariest actor you could think of to have that experience yelling at you like that? The absolute scariest. James Woods?
Why? Because of his face?
No, just because he's in the industry, but he doesn't care about
James Woods.
My God, the teeth.
He's unhinged too. You don't know.
I feel like that would just be a Tuesday for Gary. Like, it'd just be his default.
Either Gary Busey or Nicolas Cage. For the same reason, because you don't know exactly what.
See, Nicolas Cage, I feel like it would almost be a gorgeous artistic freak out, but I feel like someone like.
On the receiving
Someone
end.
who's scary more as a human being than as a performance. Someone who would be like, it's scary to have this person mad at me. Someone like.
I mean, that's everyone for me.
Someone like.
Halle Berry.
Old hotel phone man himself, Russell Crowe, because he's probably a real man.
Hotel man?
And he's probably like, look, man,
What do you
he hit a hotel employee in the head with a phone.
Yes.
Oh, why?
He was angry.
He was telling him about a XXX movie he rented, and he said it too
was
loud.
He was explaining.
I said not in public!
He was explaining him what happened with Christian Bale.
Oh.
What don't you fucking understand?
And he got carried away. Because
He has to see the clip, but he wouldn't show him his phone.
Because for some strange reason, the director of photography walked behind Russell Crowe
Just like,
in
that's
that
him.
hotel.
That's him.
Yes, exactly.
What are the odds? But yeah, I feel like this is the type of character in a movie that Dad would really laugh at. Is someone screaming at an idiot like this, like Harry yelling at Marv, Marv yelling at Harry.
Where is it?
Never mind, you get here. How do you like it, huh? You jerk! Get that kid, Squirrel! Get that kid!
But it's not like intentional idiocy, unless Shane is doing it.
No, I'm saying the effect of comedy that it has is kind of like when Harry is screaming at Marv after he just hit him with the crowbar, and it's like, I am the one in the group that's not the moron, and this moron has crossed the line, so I'm just gonna, how do you like it, you jerk? And every time Dad is just, no matter how many times me and Dad have watched that scene, he always gets painfully in tears, hilarity. And I feel like, not the actual thing, but the effect of it being so funny to me is kind of similar to that, like a Joe Pesci losing his crap over some idiot in a movie. Granted, that's usually in a more violent tone, if it's like the classic, I'll crack you in the head when you come out of your coma from Casino. But I think Joe Pesci in Home Alone is kind of a similar ilk of what makes me laugh.
Pesci said that?
In Casino. Fun fact, both Casino and Raging Bull are infuriating movies because Robert De Niro gets told not to chase this girl, and he does, and then the rest of the movie, both him and her are suffering because of that decision.
That's what Casino's about?
And you want to talk about the Mateo effect of hating these people and just wanting to smack them and being stuck with them.
Seriously, man, you and me, we're fucking done professionally.
However good those movies are, dude, I'm just like, I want De Niro to die for going after this woman and then just bringing so much hurt on himself when he said, don't chase her. I'm going to anyway. That's why the movie's going to happen.
Who was the woman?
Joe Pesci. In a classic. Remember in Paddington when he had the fake wig and the thing on? Pesci walks in and... Can you Can you imagine Joe Pesci even attempting to do a Monty Python woman voice? Heather!
He can pull it off.
Yeah, he's Joe Pesci.
On the cover of My Cousin Vinny, him and Marissa Tomei are practically look the same. You know, you can't even tell them apart.
They're practically the same height. Do you think Joe Pesci is scary in real life, or do you think that's just the stereotype like the SNL skit of
Everyone's
the Jim Brewer
scary
show?
to me.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you think he's like, hey man, there is a part of a thug in here? Or do you think it's like, dude, I'm a theater kid that is really convincing in thug roles? Mateo, you're the seasoned veteran. What do you think?
It can be intimidating, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you met him?
No. I wish, but...
Yeah, Joe's great. I wish I would meet Joe.
Oh, good!
And actually, funnily enough, I was about to say after loving Home Alone, I was like, he hasn't done that many. I'd like to see him do a comedy, but then you literally just listed My Cousin Vinny, Home Alone, Gone Fishing. His role in The Lethal Weapons is the comedy.
Gone Fishing is whatever.
Still, it's a comedy classified as. And for some reason, that's a VHS cover one. Well, I think there is no better time to do our scraps gimmick than picking our favorite line. It may be difficult here. There are so many that make me cackle, but for mine, I might say the one where he says,
I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. You know, shut up for a second, all right?
Yeah, at the same time, you hear the footsteps. If he's running, he just can't even. He's so annoyed at that point. Matthew, you love yelling. What would your most cackle-worthy line be?
I like when he's imitating what Shane is doing, just because it's very cartoony and stupid, just very petty.
Oh, good!
Actually,
and probably my favorite is...
What don't you fucking understand?
So iconic. And then let's
Understand.
Let's not forget, speaking of internet in its baby form, one of the first times we had the remix of a quote into a song.
What don't you fucking understand? I'm gonna fucking kick your fucking ass. What don't you fucking understand?
And again, it seems almost
I don't even remember
antiquated or cute, like holding up an 80s pet rock. But yeah, that was one of the first times we saw a rant turn into a song.
Oh, good!
So guys, hopefully it's been a fun stroll down the internet memory lane, internet history. Do yourself a favor. It's only about 5-6 minutes. Look up the Christian Bale rant. It's pretty damn funny to this day. Holds up, I would say. Holds up. And yeah, thanks for joining us on the Scraps Corner, where we find these weird little tidbits, Christian Bale rants, David Lynch shorts, training videos. We're going to be back soon with another one. Who knows what it's going to be? But it's going to be
David Lynch? What?
I'm saying we've been doing the David Lynch shorts on Scraps recently.
Okay.
What do you think I said?
No, nothing. I thought it said that it was a David Lynch video.
Oh, that would be, dude, the Christian Bale rant directed by David Lynch. Oh my God. Yes, please. Sign me up. So guys,
we can't all be cool as a cucumber like Bill O'Reilly.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Before we do that,
we have to have some coffee.
we need to talk to what F is Shane doing. So guys, thanks for joining us on Scraps, and come back for more non-movie things, some weird little nuggets. This has been Scraps.
maybe we should think about what we're going to say before we film these things.
Yeah.
The sign off?
The entire episode.
Why?
MaJaMa.
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. I was told that she's here. Could I see her, please?
No!
Where is she?
Why the fuck are you walking right through?
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor.
What the fuck is it with you? I'm not asking, I'm telling you. No!
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. I was told that she's here. Could I see her, please?
What don't you fucking understand?
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor.
What don't you get about it?
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor.
You're unbelievable, man. You're unfucking believable.
I'll be back.
Oh, good for you. Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.